I want to take a moment to address some important conversations happening across the WNBA, including remarks made earlier this week by Napheesa Collier.
How the WNBA Commissioner is costing the league millions. The WNBA is finally in its golden era. Star power off the charts, ratings skyrocketing, fans more invested than ever. So why? Why is the league still leaving millions of dollars on the table?
It's about something much bigger. The real threat to our league isn't money, it isn't ratings, or even missed calls, or even physical play.
And get this, one of its biggest stars, Napheesa Collier, just called out the commissioner herself, and it's got everyone talking. Apparently, there's something Cathy Engelbert reportedly said behind closed doors that has players fuming.
We have heard loud and clear that we have not lived up to that needed alignment and that attention and change is needed to serve the WNBA.
Minnesota Lynx star Napheesa Collier, not just one of the W's biggest names, but also the vice president of the Players Union, decided she's done holding back.
You have to keep your dribble alive when you probe baseline and you get that switch with Griner.
Collier, the step through and...
In her exit interview, she went nuclear. She accused Commissioner Cathy Engelbert of dismissing player concerns, lacking transparency, and being completely out of touch with how fast women's basketball is exploding right now. Collier's frustration isn't just about one issue, it's about the pattern. She talks about the league's outdated travel policies, the weak marketing push, and this constant feeling that players' voices don't really matter when big decisions are made.
The free throw line, and there is not much room here to operate.
And doing what she does best, using her body to get position on the glass.
And she's not alone. Even when the WNBPA president and other stars are backing her up publicly, you know this isn't just one player venting after a tough season. This is the moment when the players, the very people driving the league's success, are saying, enough. The leadership's playing too safe while we're out here putting everything on the line.
Trying to defend Collier, who's just so...
Goodness gracious!
How good is she?
And today, we're breaking down exactly how the commissioner's cautious decisions are costing the league millions. So, let's start with the money, because this is the first mistake and it's massive.
With the steal and the kick out to Taurasi for a wide open layup, and then on the other end.
The WNBA's media rights are still bundled together with the NBA's, which might sound good on paper until you realize what that actually means. While the NBA negotiates billion-dollar broadcast deals,
I was disheartened to hear that some players feel the league and me personally do not care about them or listen to them, and if the players in the W don't feel appreciated and valued by the league.
The WNBA share is treated like a side dish, an add-on, not the main course. And in business terms, that's leaving millions, maybe even billions in potential revenue on the table. Other leagues have already figured this out. The NWSL just pulled off a multi-network broadcast deal worth tens of millions. Even smaller sports organizations are cutting independent, high-value contracts that let them control their own narrative.
And a defense that was 1 and 2 respectively in the league. The ball moving quickly is quicker.
Meanwhile, the WNBA is stuck being treated like a bonus feature inside the NBA's larger package. And here's where it gets messy. During her exit interview, Collier reportedly claimed that Commissioner Cathy Engelbert told players they should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the deal she got them. On their knees? Really? That's not leadership. That's tone deaf. Because, sure, the deal might look massive on paper, but who's it massive for? The league's executives collecting the checks, or the players whose talents actually drive the product? These women are the reason people are tuning in. So, why is their league still being treated like an afterthought? Remember all the hype around Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark? That wasn't just a basketball moment, that was viral gold. Millions of views, thousands of debates, endless highlight edits, social media was on fire. And for once, women's basketball was dominating timelines. But instead of leaning into that energy, the WNBA did what it always does. It tried to control the narrative. They downplayed the drama, smoothed out the edges, and basically said, hey, let's keep it classy, let's not make this about rivalry. And I get it, professionalism matters, but here's the thing. Rivalries drive sports. We love Bird versus Magic, LeBron versus Steph, Serena versus Sharapova. These aren't just games, they're stories. And right now, the WNBA has a chance to build its own legendary storylines. But leadership keeps treating raw emotion and player personality like PR problems instead of marketing opportunities. Let's talk about one of the easiest wins the league keeps tripping over: expansion. Cities like Toronto, Philadelphia, and Oakland aren't just interested, they're begging for teams. The fan demand is real. Investors are lined up. The buzz is electric. So, why the delay? Seriously, why is it taking this long? Every year the league drags its feet is another year it's missing out on ticket sales, local TV markets, sponsorships, and new fans who are ready to buy in. The demand curve is going up, but the league's expansion timeline? Flat. Let's break that down. Every expansion city doesn't just bring fans. It brings jobs, local media coverage, community programs, and corporate sponsorships. It grows the ecosystem of the WNBA. So, when fans in places like Toronto are selling out preseason games and the league still says we're studying the data, it starts to feel less like strategy and more like stalling. And that hesitation, it's expensive, because while Cathy Engelbert's talking about sustainable growth, the rest of the sports world is racing ahead. The NWSL recently added 2 teams. The UFC is expanding its global reach every year. Meanwhile, the WNBA, in one of the hottest eras ever, is still playing it safe. Next is the part that really stings: the money split. Because when you look at how much of the league's revenue actually goes to the players, it's hard not to be shocked. 9 to 10%. That's not just low, that's embarrassingly low. This is one of the biggest sticking points in the new collective bargaining agreement. The players are asking, rightfully, why they're getting crumbs while executives collect the whole loaf. And this isn't just about fairness, it's about incentive. When players get a real cut of the pie, they're more invested in growing it. You create a system where players become partners, not just employees. They bring in sponsors, build brands, push engagement, because every extra fan means more money in their pockets too. But when the system says, hey, you're worth less than 10% of the value you helped create, what kind of message does that send? It limits player loyalty, it discourages big sponsorships, and it tells rising stars like Clark, Reese, or Beckers coming up next that they might have to look elsewhere if they want real financial security. We've already seen it. Top-tier WNBA players spend their off-seasons overseas just to make ends meet. Meanwhile, the league leadership acts like growth means raising travel stipends. It's outdated, it's unsustainable, and it's insulting to the players driving this movement forward. Another question worth asking is, why does the WNBA's digital strategy feel like it's stuck in the early 2010s?
There's a lot of inaccuracy out there through social media and all this reporting.
Where's the dedicated app? Where's the consistent YouTube presence that every other major league has mastered? Even the monetization is practically non-existent. Right now, fans are the ones doing the work, cutting highlights, posting clips, building hype, while the league sits back and earns practically nothing from it. Every viral moment that shows up on an unofficial TikTok or YouTube page is money the WNBA doesn't see. That's lost ad revenue, lost control over brand identity, and lost connection with the fan base that's keeping this league alive online. This generation doesn't wait for ESPN coverage, they live on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. That's where fandom starts now. And the fact that the league still hasn't built a modern, unified digital ecosystem, that's not just a missed opportunity, that's a digital dark age. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, already under fire after Napheesa Collier's bombshell statement was met with a wave of boos during the WNBA Finals trophy ceremony. Yeah, boos. During what should have been one of the league's proudest moments. As Engelbert congratulated the Las Vegas Aces on their 3rd straight title, fans in the arena turned their backs. A few threw up middle fingers. It even forced ESPN to cut a gray screen to censor the scene. That right there says a lot. Because booing commissioners isn't new. Sure, the NFL's Roger Goodell or NHL's Gary Bettman get it all the time. But this is the WNBA, a league built on community. When the fans and even the players look uncomfortable during your moment on stage, that's not just noise, that's a wake-up call. The players know the league is capable of more. They're risking fines and relationships to say, we need better. And when stars like Collier put their reputations on the line like that, you know it's not just about one bad decision, it's about a system that's overdue for change. So, what do you think? Is Cathy Engelbert the problem, or is this a deeper structural issue with how the league is operating? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll be reading and responding to your comments. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested in finding out how much the hottest and most beautiful WNBA players make, check out this video.